Hey guys, welcome back. In the last video we implemented the autocomplete API, and when we start to type in here you'll see that we get some options that pop up. Alright, now what we want to do is we want to hook a function up to each item, so when we click it, it's going to call that function and pass along whatever the city that we clicked on. Alright, so let's go into weather.html, and where we have this result name, we're just going to add, let's put an A tag around it. Actually, I'm just going to use a span here. Okay, and then we'll say click equals, whoops. Okay, click equals, let's call this function choose city, and then we just want to pass in result. Alright, so let's save it and then go to weather.js, and down here we'll create a function called choose city, and of course that takes in a city, which is an object. Alright, and we're gonna go, and first of all we want to clear that out, because you'll see right now if I click on something, even if we get it to work, we need this to go away when we click on it. So to do that, we can just set this.results to an empty array. Alright, so let's make sure that works. Okay, if I add something in here, I click on something, then it goes away. Alright, next thing we're going to want to do is we're going to want to call the getWeather function again, just like we did in ng-on-init. Alright, now this is where I'm going to change this, the city and state, to that ZMW value. Alright, because as we type, obviously this N isn't going to match a particular city. Okay, what we need is the autocomplete results, and then we can click on it and that'll give us the ZMW value, which we can pass in to get weather. So where we have get weather up in ng-on-init, we're going to now change this to this dot ZMW. Alright, we're going to have to define that up here, this dot ZMW, and for now we're going to set this. Actually, we won't set it here. What I'm going to do is in our ng-on-init, we're going to call this dot get default city, and let's create that down here. And for now, we're going to say this dot ZMW equals, and I'm going to put a number in here, which is the ZMW value for Boston, Massachusetts. Okay, so we'll set that, and we no longer need this city and state. And remember, the users are going to get to set a default city in the settings once we get to that. Okay, we haven't gotten to that yet, so we're just going to set it here. Okay, now what we'll do is now copy our get weather right here and put that inside of choose city. Okay, except we're not going to use this dot ZMW, we're going to use whatever city has been chosen, so it's going to be city dot ZMW. Now, since we changed the parameter to ZMW, we need to edit that in the service. So let's go to weather.service, go to get weather, and we're going to go ahead and take that out, and we're going to pass in ZMW, and then we need to edit this. So let's get rid of that and just replace state with ZMW. Actually, yeah, it's going to be ZMW, but right here we want it to say slash ZMW colon. Okay, that's the format of the URL. And if we look at the documentation, see, right here. Okay, this is the format of the URL. You can see it has ZMW colon and then whatever that number is. Alright, so that should now work. Let's go ahead and save it. And let's make sure you save weather.js as well. And then what we'll do is we'll go and change this. Let's say New York. We'll click on that. Okay, so oh, there we go. Just took a second. Okay, and let's change it again. We'll say Miami. Awesome. So now we can pretty much type in whatever we want here. Okay, if we want to say London, we can get the weather for anywhere in the world. Alright, so pretty powerful for such a small amount of code. Now in the next video, what we want to do is we want to add the functionality to set the default city, because right now it's going to be Boston no matter what. So we want them to have the option to go in settings and change that to whatever it may be. And we're going to be using local storage for that. Okay, so we'll do that next.